cover up the ground spikes on that tripod, it won't slide around so bad.
What's that?
Screw those red feet
Oh,
down,
bring them down?
cover up the ground spikes.
All right, let me go ahead and get my mic up first, for I have a tripod that won't move, can't move. Audio, let me take that video.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
You work with Christina? Have you seen this? Oh, you don't go to the
No, I don't want to say. No, he's in a world of new experiences. He's, I mean, all the reporters drive their own vehicles, keep everything separate. I like live trucks.
Well, I mean, he the last time he did was anchor somewhere in Booties.
Yeah, I don't know that. Yeah, I don't know.
So
I'm basically looking, I mean, is he going good though? You probably talked to him, you talked to him like most people.
yeah, I kept.
Yeah, I mean, we worked well together. It's just, light truck and Chris was like
Yeah.
the funnest stuff. Light truck on anybody's not that kind of stuff. But yeah, our place is good. He'll have a good experience, I think. There is a little bit of acceptance and chill with the freelancers that don't demand as much.
I ran into Marcus there too, but explosion stuff.
They wanted to hire Marcus, but he
doesn't.
which it seems like he's having fun.
Hey, who's running your staff these days?
Over at our place for photographers or who?
Yeah.
Christian Berry, Scott Christian.
Scott Christenberry?
We have Marcus.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have multiple openings if they're not officially.
Do you guys have a vaccine mandate?
No, but it probably will happen if the Biden thing comes through. They probably won't pull the trigger before that.
We do.
We don't have the mandate. We just have the, basically it's completely knowing if you go. Because you have to get tested at the station every day.
So it is a
Every day?
Yeah, if you're
But
not
that
vaccinated.
is a mandate then.
Even if you're. Yeah, you have to do it. It's not a mandate though in regards to the way that you would say you have to be vaccinated or you're.
Or you can go.
Well, that's what we do.
Yeah.
You're vaccinated or you're not.
I'm not surprised. I think it's just a matter of time possibly too. They got too much of their. They got too much stuff being said.
Remember, I never turned on the sound bar.
They'll
I
use
never
it as an
learned
excuse
this.
when it becomes an executive order. But think about it this way. Most of the places are union. Chicago, New York's never a mandate. You can't even eat in a restaurant in New York without it starting September 15th. So if you work in New York, it's pretty ridiculous. LA,
What about the
restrictions.
thing, is it already
Big outfit plus
the
all these
little
other major cities in
thing
the
that
north.
Chris likes to use?
So I mean, the point is they have a lot more
The thing
employees
that, so he
that are
can
in
control
places
it.
that are going to make it more than.
The little open up.
Well, the other thing you have to remember is that New York and California are both closed shop states, as is Illinois. So, I mean, you gotta be a union member to work there anyway.
Jesus, wait.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, it'll affect it.
Oh, ours, it doesn't matter where you work. Even if you work in your own office, it's covered.
Well, and then the other thing is companies are starting like Delta and stuff. They're just saying, well, it's like smokers, Like, remember how Meredith used to make you pay a premium if you were a smoker?
Oh, yeah.
So.
Tribune did that too. I mean, and it wasn't the company, it was the insurance carrier that did it.
Yeah, oh, sure.
They do $250 surcharge if you're a smoker.
Yeah, and Delta, Airlines just raised their rates soon, but I think it's like 500 per people. We can get
Yeah.
that.
The way things are going, I'm going back to Russia soon. I'm tired of this nonsense.
Well, Putin's got COVID, so you got that in the bag.
Well,
And you'll have more freedom in Russia than you do over here.
I know, that's why.
How's your kid doing? How's your kid doing?
The kid's nuts, I mean, he's just driving us nuts, man. He throws knives, he grabs women, I mean, he steals my credit card.
He's ready for us.
He's a troublemaker.
He's ready to move to LA. He'll fit right in.
2.5.
How's your wife doing? Is she working still?
My wife doesn't work for the man, so she's happy she doesn't have to go through all this vaccine nonsense. Because she had corona, she didn't even know. She was getting a blood test, and I said, get antibody test. See,
Yeah, why not?
sure enough, she has antibodies. So, I mean, she doesn't have to comply with
Yeah.
this stuff.
She's still doing,
here.
she's still doing,
Training, yeah.
The thing I don't understand is why they totally discount immunity from infection.
And that's exactly the problem, because that immunity is better than all this manufactured immunity from vaccines. So nothing.
You remember that press release we did a couple of weeks ago with all the medical directors from the hospitals down at the bins?
I did. Yeah.
So the only question I asked them was what percentage of the unvaccinated patient population was suffering from subsequent infections? The answer, we don't know. So this was right before the doctor at Emory went on ABE radio and told everybody they were 2 to 3 times more likely to get another infection if they weren't vaccinated. And yet they don't know what their patient population is that's on subsequent infections. It's just stupid.
I'm ready for this to be over. I said, and nobody believes me from the start. I said, it's going to last 2 years, lockdowns, no lockdowns. You know, it's going to be just like any pandemic. And everybody's acting like we never had pandemic in the history of humanity. It's not the last. It's not the first one, it's the last.
Yeah, it won't be the last one.
Like this has never happened. It's happened on a more scale. Others were likely to become
Well, that's what they're doing. They're acting like nothing like this has ever happened
It's going to
before.
change your life forever. Forget about your life. New normal. Like it never happened before. It would never have epidemics before.
Narrow-minded and short-sighted.
I'm so over this.
They never, ever talk about people who have had COVID
Yeah, and then they force them to get
and
vaccines.
repeat infections. They never, ever talk about it. We don't report any of it.
It doesn't
People that
benefit
have had both
the narrative.
multiple cases, right?
Do it.
There have been people with multiple cases.
Yeah, there have been people with multiple cases. The number of breakthrough infections is going up every day. But if you look at the reporting for like daily infection or weekly infection rates, they treat every single one as though it's a new person getting sick. And if that had been the case, the entire country would have gotten sick 6 months ago. So it can't be the case.
I don't know, I got vaccinated. I get all my vaccines, my kids get them, like a quarter.
And
I wish we didn't have to go through it, and I wish that people didn't, to voice their opinions without breaking rules, but,
hello.
we gotta go.
Well, that's the second time that's happened today. Hello?
Have you actually looked into going back? I
But watching all this was, you know, transformation, even since I've been here, it's kind of, it's disturbing.
Well, this transformation's been going on since basically the early '70s. It started up in the '20s and then went away. And a lot of people use the problems we had in the 1960s here to reinvigorate things,
Yeah, university, the teaching.
bringing academics rather crazy.
Yeah, the communists. Yeah, I've been thinking like, you know, we were always thinking.
Don't set up over there where I have to stand now. Thank you.
I can't believe I'm saying that. Joseph McCarthy did something, you know, with the communists. You know, maybe he had something.
Well, he just didn't have it, but he definitely didn't have it.
Like, I can't believe I'm saying, you know, I'm watching this asshole teaching this stuff at the university. I'm like, maybe he had something.
Of course.
You know, talk to Cuban nannies and their,
Oh, yeah,
they were vote, you know, they were the vote folks that came over in like the early 80s and 70s, and, you know, of course, they're like,
anti-communist Cubans and Vietnamese. Look at Vietnamese. Don't look at Vietnamese.
The who's?
Vietnamese.
Oh, yeah.
They can't stand it.
People that like,
Socialism and all that. Socialism is okay.
right?
It's never been done right, you know?
No, that's true. That's
Socialism itself. That's a problem.
There is no way to do it right.
No, that's the way it was.
It's like communism's never done right. It's always by,
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
it's by a crazy country that wants to
Yeah.
be a dictator without being.
We can do it right. We can do it right, but without killing millions of people. Without forcing people. That's what they don't want to do.
Because that's part and parcel of what it is. What you need to do.
I was just about to say, we're doing our social media, is there anywhere I could stand?
Are you good
Over
here?
here.
Find a spot between
Yeah,
cameras.
right, I was like, is there a way, is it okay, is this? It's okay.
Everybody coming out?
Yeah, they have to come out.
Where y'all on your?
It's, yeah, on Instagram. Uh-huh. Okay, yeah. I'll
Do it
let
really
you know.
soon.
Yep. Or it's SMS trial and attorneys.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll be right here if y'all don't mind. So then we can-
You're fine. I'm not gonna move.
I was, I can move, I can move.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay. Alright, so right here, let me start with this. Jill, so you're set up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, alright, let's go.
Tell them to come out. We have other things to do.
Aisha? Cool. Yes. You wanna start with that? Alright, we're starting now.
We have like the slide to cover this last
We can put one after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, are you getting a reflection off my light?
Yeah.
It'll switch.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm attorney L. Chris Stewart, Stewart Miller Simmons, trial attorneys, along with my law partner, Madeline Simmons, and of course with our client, Jasmine Johnson. We're here to address the explosion at Arrive Perimeter Apartments. We have been retained by Ms. Johnson, who was severely injured, along with a number of other residents in the complex. What happened never should have occurred. as we are all aware. The complex and its management company, Trinity, played Russian roulette with the lives of countless individuals, countless minority individuals, as we've discovered from our investigation into the complex. And they have known about these issues for a while now. This was the result of ongoing gas leaks in the complex for months. As Ms. Johnson can confirm, she was also aware of the odor in the complex and had made numerous complaints about the smell, along with a number of other residents, and it led to this explosion. And only by the grace of God did nobody perish in this explosion. Ms. Johnson's apartment is right over here to the left. Even from the explosion, her entire balcony screen was blown off its hinges, and she was blown into a wall, which injured her shoulder. This was a picture just from her screen, and there was also damage inside, which shook off and blew off her screen door, knocking her into a wall. The only reason that she was even awake was because her dog was going crazy, I guess from the strong scent of gas in the complex, and it woke her up. This is a video that Ms. Johnson took after. You'll see a lot of residents out there shaking right after the explosion.
I couldn't believe emotion. I hope she's okay, because she was living bad.
And what we've discovered from meeting with numerous residents is that the Arrive Perimeter Apartments has had ongoing issues. This is a video that one of the residents sent us of their air system inside their apartment complex, which was never taken care of. This is horrific.
No. Oh my God, that's repulsive. Did you get this?
This is their air duct in Arrive Perimeter Apartments that one of the residents sent us to show that issues have been ongoing there and that maintenance never happens. It's never upkept. Notices are never taken care of at the complex. And this is what people are actually breathing over there, not even counting the gas that they clearly were breathing before the explosion. They've known about it. This is from Arrive Perimeter's own Instagram page. You'll see that another former resident said that they had been making complaints for months. When they complained, clearly management told them that they need to call the gas company. I knew this would happen one day because they kept ignoring the issue. I've smelled gas in all 3 buildings. If you live, get out before the next explosion. This is on their own page with people complaining for months, knowing that an explosion was going to happen. And the fact that an apartment complex and their management company would not come out there and fix complaints of gas, which you know can lead to an explosion, is beyond reckless. And that is not going to happen in the state of Georgia ever. As long as this law firm is around, you will take care of complaints and take care of residents who are paying rent to you. This isn't just about profit. Clearly, they have been ignoring these people. We're going to find out if it's because they were minorities. This is not going to happen here. This is not going to lead to you playing Russian roulette with people like Ms. Johnson's lives. Get a maintenance man out there to fix it. A lot of people need jobs right now. If you're understaffed, hire someone. But this is not going to keep happening here. You could have killed somebody. And thank God that didn't happen, but you've left people's lives upside down. My law partner is going to address the issues that we've been learning about from all of the people that we've been meeting with that live there, about the complaints that they're having and issues that are ongoing.
Thank you.
Yes, as Chris mentioned, we've been retained by several residents of the apartment complex that have reached out to us about the ongoing complaints that they made to the apartment complex itself and its management. Some that you saw were referred to the gas company, but others that just didn't even get a response back from the apartment complex about what to do about these gas smells and gas leaks that they are smelling in the parking garage, in the hallways. And so if, lay people, residents who don't have any kind of expertise in gas are smelling gas so strongly that they're noticing it in the parking garage, in the hallways, they're telling management about it, you better believe that the employees of the apartment complex are smelling that as well. So we find it really, really disturbing to know that they knew about this, failed to do anything to prevent it, and then this explosion occurred, severely injuring several people, both physically and mentally, and as we know from the other news stories, displacing people and their pets, really disrupting the lives of folks that were paying good money to them every month for rent.
Ms. Johnson, you can discuss.
Should I keep my mask on or?
Whatever you feel comfortable with.
I don't want to see my nose. Sorry, guys. My name is Jasmine Johnson, and I lived in Building 2. On Sunday, I was sleeping, and my dog was going crazy, barking crazy, and I had woken up because she was going crazy, and I thought maybe she wanted to go on a walk to the dog park. And I remember getting up, looking at her, and she was whimpering, whining. She doesn't really whimper like that, so I knew something was wrong, but I was just thinking that she wanted to rush me out the door. I had been smelling gas for 2 to 3 days before this incident, which I complained to my roommate about it, so much so that I thought it was coming from our car in the parking garage. So to find out that it was caused by something else is really disheartening. When I stood up, I remember looking at my dog, and there was a huge explosion, and I was thrown into the wall. The alarms were going off. So I grabbed my dog and I went out to my apartment. And when I looked to my right, there was a lady, a Hispanic lady, in just lingerie, bloody, scratches coming, bleeding from her body, telling me to call 911, call 911. I asked her what happened. Thank you. I asked her what happened, and she said the whole apartment building's gone. I said, what do you mean the apartment building's gone? She said it blew up, it's gone. And she was going towards the elevator like to go to the 3rd floor. I live on the 2nd floor. So I was telling her, no. She said our kids are up in the building, call 911. That's why she was going back upstairs. So I immediately called 911, and I was hysterical, letting them know what had happened. I wasn't sure what was going on. And the next thing, I called my mom, who was back in California. And I FaceTimed her to let her know I was scared and that something had happened in my apartment building and that I could smell gas so strong. So she told me to just leave everything and get out the building. So I go downstairs, which is when I started filming the video. I seen a man in the dog park with his leg contorted, broken, bleeding, people screaming, hysterical, complaining about the gas smelling so strong. And I was so scared. But I'm thankful to my dog for waking me up because I was asleep. You know, your home is supposed to be your safety net. And I don't ever want to go back to that place. I'm sorry.
And, right now, people shouldn't have to be going through this. Ms. Johnson's going back and forth to the hospital. Surgery is in the future for her shoulder. And this shouldn't have happened, and it's not even the major injuries like Ms. Johnson and the others that we're aware of. It's the residents who we're talking to every day that are living in hotel rooms, trying to live day to day because they don't have the money to afford to stay in a hotel while all of this is being fixed. They're complaining to us about things that we all go through. They're separated from family, or people that had pets are being forced to stay at Arrive Perimeter because hotels won't take their dogs. So people are still living in these conditions because they're not going to abandon their animals. It's been chaotic. And this never should have happened if they would have not been negligent and if they would have just taken care of their job duties at Arrive Perimeter. Or if their management company, Trinity Property Consultants, who they mention on their Instagram page also, had been doing their job and taking care of these residents. Briefly, any quick questions?
Ms. Johnson, can you spell your name for us, please?
It's JASMINE JOHNSON.
And how old are you?
I'm 30.
30. And how long have you lived in the complex?
I've been there since February.
Okay. And you have a roommate? You said one room?
Yes.
And what is your dog's name?
My dog's name is Charmed. Charmed.
CHARMED?
Yes.
And how far back, have the complaints gone, complaints that you made, would you say?
Well, back into June, May. I've been smelling that smell around the apartment for weeks, months, but it was so strong 3 days prior to the incident that I was just, my head was hurting, and I didn't know that it was that bad, but it was so strong.
And that brings up a good point, is these people have been breathing that in for months. So that is an area that we're examining also, is, for residents don't even know that they're injured yet, or don't know the effects of breathing in that gas 24 hours a day for months and months and months. That's toxic. And so we're looking into a lot of angles because we're being flooded with some residents at the complex.
And how many tenants do you represent at this point?
Right now, about 6. And about 20 plus or so we meet with daily.
Was
So-
there any fire or smoke in her apartment?
No.
No. The blast just.
Yeah, the blast knocked off the screen door, knocked off the microwave, knocked stuff off the wall, and knocked her into the wall, which, being a flight attendant, being small frame, knocked her into the wall and severely injured her shoulder. We won't go into the details yet of the injuries until the lawsuits are filed.
And ma'am, you're a flight attendant?
So I was in training to be a flight attendant, and I was looking to continue my flight attendant career going back.
And how has this impacted that for you?
It's hard. I'm not gonna lie. I lost my grandfather not too long ago, a couple months ago. So I was already, on a hiatus, trying to get myself together and grieve and heal before this happened.
What have you heard from the complex since this has happened?
They've been emailing us regards to our packages, but not concerning our well-being. Not, oh, where are you guys staying? Like, I had to pay 2 days before for my hotel room. They had no idea where I was staying or if I was safe. They told me to contact the Red Cross, but it was 9 o'clock at night. They're not available.
So you all are having to foot the bill for the hotels?
Yeah, some of the people we've talked to are having to pay up front and wait for a reimbursement, which hasn't happened yet. And it's also not factoring in, people live day to day, check to check. I mean, you can't pay up front for an apartment, a hotel room for a week or however many days just up front. People don't have money like that. We're just getting out of quarantine. People are lost jobs or trying to find jobs and now having to deal with all of this. But like I said, we will get answers with this and expect a lawsuit coming. Thank y'all.